Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing well and studying as well. So today in this sessions we will study history chapter 3. Okay, history chapter 3, and your topic is resistance and rebellion. So under these chapters we will discuss so many tribal movements, including peasants movements or Adivasi movements or rebellions. Okay, and today we will discuss about Bhil revolt or Bhil rebellion, which is one of the most important Adivasi revolt, tribal revolt, and we will also discuss about Kol rebellion. But before discussing these chapters, you should know some important aspects of these revolts. Okay, so first we will just discuss, I will give you a brief descriptions of the Forest Act. Okay, Forest Act. Okay, all these revolt, rebellions, tribal rebellions or peasants movement broke out due to the Forest Act. Now what was that act actually? So Forest Act क्या था actually? Forest Act was an act passed by the British government because India was under control by the Britishers during those times. Okay, so according to these acts, this Forest Act, the village areas, the forest areas where these peoples, tribal peoples lived, that was divided into 3 categories. Okay, जब ये Forest Act पास किया गया था तब फॉरेस्ट को 3 डिफरेंट डिवीजन में डिवाइड कर दिया उन लोगों ने. नंबर 1 दैट वाज रिजर्व्ड फॉरेस्ट. ओके, नंबर 2 दैट वाज प्रोटेक्टेड फॉरेस्ट and number 3 was village forest. Okay, village forest. Understood? So Forest Act क्या था? According to this Forest Act, the forest, whole forest areas, the Adivasis areas, okay, that was divided into 3 different categories: reserve forest, protected forest, and the village forest. And another important things according to that act was the peoples, these tribal peoples were not allowed to use these 2 categories forest. First, reserve forest and protected forest. They were not allowed to use anything from these 2 areas, the reserved and protected. These 2 areas, 2 forests were totally under control of the British government according to the Forest Act. So they were allowed to use, the villagers or the Adivasis peoples or the tribal peoples, they were allowed to use only the village forest, and it was a very small land. Understood? Forest Act क्या था? So Forest Act British ने पास किया, Britishers ने, and according to this act the special forest areas that were divided into the 3 different sectors. Okay, reserve forest, protected forest and village forest. And the peoples or the Adivasis peoples or the tribal peoples were not allowed to use these 2 forests. Okay, so these were the reasons why the tribals, Adivasis peoples, they started revolt against the British government because their whole livelihood was dependent totally on the forest areas. So among them the first revolt was the Bhil revolt. Okay, and that took place in 1819. So take out your notebooks and note down few points. Okay, now the first questions. Okay, who were Bhils? Bhils कौन थे actually? Okay, so Bhils, they were the warlike community and backward tribe. We all know that the tribal peoples or the Adivasis were considered as a backward class. So that's why these Bhil peoples were warlike community, means they were the fighters. Warlike community means fighters. Okay, warriors. So these Bhil peoples, they had their own small community and they were like a warlike community and they were backward class. Okay, now they mainly lived in the areas, the Western Ghat areas. Okay, Western Ghat areas, hilly regions of Maharashtra and Gujarat, their mainland. And among this land, they mainly occupied the most important place in the Western Ghat areas, that is Khandes. This is very important. Okay. So Khandes was the mainly occupied Bhil areas, means these areas was mainly occupied, captured by the especially these tribes peoples, Bhils, and they had a very strong monopoly over these areas at Khandes. So the tension or the crisis of the battle started from onwards 1818, okay, when Peshwa Baji Rao II, who was a Maratha leader, he provoked the Bhil peoples against the British, भड़काया, ओके, उन लोगों ने, उसने पेशवा बाजीराव ने पूरा भील सोसाइटी को भड़काया. क्यों? क्योंकि पेशवा बाजीराव भी he was also tortured by the Britishers. पेशवा बाजीराव भी ब्रिटिशर्स से बहुत टॉर्चर्ड हुए थे. So he provoked the Bhil peoples, Bhil tribal peoples against the Britishers. So the tension started from onwards 1818s only. Okay. Now, with the help of the Peshwa Bajirao, the Maratha leader, the leaders of the Bhils named the Chil Naik of Satmala areas, Hiriya and Dasra, these three, they were the leaders of the Bhil peoples, Bhil rebellion. So with the help of Peshwa Bajirao, they started the rebellion against the Britishers. And finally, the revolt broke out in Satmala, Satpura during 1819. Understood? Understood? So, I am again repeating these points because this is very important. So, Bhil revolt, who were the Bhils actually? They were the backward peoples, they were the warlike communities, okay? They were the warriors who always fought for their right, okay? And they lived especially in the Western Ghat, hilly regions of Maharashtra and Gujarat. But apart from that, Khandes was the area mainly occupied by Bhil peoples, and they had a monopoly at this Khandes. So the tension started from 1818 onwards because the Peshwa Baji Rao, who provoked these Bhil peoples against the Britishers. Causes I will discuss later. Okay, so under the leadership of Chil Naik of Satmala, Hiriya and Dasrat, the Bhil people started revolt against the Britishers, and finally this Bhil revolt broke out in Satmala, Satpura during 1819. Now the causes of the revolt. Okay, causes of the revolt. First causes was the capture of Khandes in 1818 by the Britishers. As I told you, Khandes was the pre-occupied areas of Bhil peoples. Britishers tried to capture that areas, Khandes, because it was the only areas which was not captured by the British, especially in the Western Ghat areas, which was also rich in minerals during those times. Okay, so that's why the British tried to capture Khandes, and during that time only the Peshwa Baji Rao II, who was a Maratha leader, he came in contact with these peoples, the leaders, okay, and he provoked Bhil leaders against the Britishers because he was already tortured by and exploited by the Britishers. So this first region, the capture of Khandes, was one of the reasons to break out these Bhil rebellions. Understood? Number 2 point, religious law of British. This is the another one. Even nowadays, right? So religious laws, so many religious laws passed by the British government, not only the regional law, okay, there is difference between the regional, religious and social laws. Okay, so British government passed the religious laws and they implemented some laws in some communities areas to spread the Christianities. Okay, so with the fear of their religions, especially the Christianity, the Veal peoples, they revolt against the Britishers. Understood? So जबरदस्ती Christianity अपनाने के लिए उन लोगों को फोर्स किया गया बहुत सारे एरिया पे. सो दैट वाज द अनदर reasons for the broke out of this revolt. Next one, land reform laws. We all know that there are so many land reform movements took place during the colonial rulers. Okay, during the colonial rules. Okay, so they passed so many laws also. So we have studied Ryotwari system, isn't it? Ryotwari system, Mahalwari system, permanent settlement. Yes, another doctrine of lapse. These were some of the annexation policy, land reform policy, okay, imposed by the British government, especially to the Indians. So land reform laws was another reasons, another causes for the revolt. Next one, forest laws. As I told you that according to Forest Act, the area was divided, especially the Adivasis areas, the forest areas was divided into the three categories: reserve, protected and villages. So according to that, they were banned in so many area. Okay, for example, cutting of trees, okay, this collecting food resources, all these were banned for the people. They were allowed to use only the small that village forested. They were not allowed to use the resources, especially the foods, anything, any resources of these two categories forest. Okay, so this was the another reasons for the causes of the revolt. And the next one, unable to cook food due to the shortage of the food. So they were not allowed to go to these two areas, this reserved and protected forest, okay, from where they can get abundant food resources. So due to shortage of the foods, even the peoples were not able to cook their food. So unable to cook food due to shortage of fuels, wood resources, as they were banned by the forest law. So these four were the main important causes of the Veal revolt. Now the next is characteristics of the Veal revolt. Characteristics of Veal revolt. The first point is guerrilla war. So what is guerrilla war? We often use the term guerrilla war. So guerrilla war क्या है? Guerrilla war, the peoples, the Veal peoples, the tribal peoples, they were not trained. Okay, they were not trained against the British army. So वो लोग क्या करते थे? छिप छिप के वार करते थे. जब कोई वो लोग हिल्स के पास में, किसी जगह के पास में, वहाँ से वो छुप जाते थे, ग्रुप बना के वो लोग छुप जाते थे. और जब ब्रिटिशर्स, कोई भी ब्रिटिश का वहाँ से पास हो जाता था, तो दे अटैक्ड देम. ओके, so they could not face the Veal peoples, the tribal peoples with the traditional weapons. They could not face the well-trained British army. So they practiced the guerrilla war. Understood what is guerrilla war? So they practiced guerrilla war. Next characteristic, participation of women. Definitely the women, they were unable to cook food. They were unable to provide their services, especially to their families, because they were not allowed to take any resources from the forest except this village forested. So this also provoked the women community. So participation of women was another characteristic. All the women, all the female members of the family, they came together, they joined hand with the others. Okay, these were the another causes of the characteristics of Veal revolt. Next, support of Jamindar. This is another important point. Jamindar. Okay, I have written Jamindar. क्यों मैंने लिखा यहाँ पे जमींदार? क्योंकि जमींदार्स were the persons who were in close contact with the Britishers actually. Yes, they were the money lenders, they were the tax collector who collect the tax, who used to collect the taxes from the villagers at a very high interest. But they were also fed up with the policies of the Britishers, क्योंकि वो लोग भी suppress हुए थे. They were also suppressed by the rules and regulations and even the Forest Act of the British government. So even the jamindars of these areas, Satmala areas, Satpura areas, okay, they joined the Bhil revolt. Understood? So these were the characteristics. So now number one characteristics, guerrilla war practice. Guerrilla war means they could not face the British armies directly because the Bhil peoples, they were not trained. Okay, so with the traditional weapons it is not possible for them to fight against the Britishers. So वो लोग छिप के war करते थे. So that is the guerrilla war. Okay, so another participation of women. So not only the male members, not only the men, even the women participated in the revolt. And the next one, the support of jamindars. Even the jamindars who were once in a close contact with the Britishers, they joined hand and they revolt against them. Now the nature is very easy and important natures. Okay, so mass uprising. Yes, definitely the revolt, Bhil revolt was a mass uprisings, because not only the particular villagers, not only the particular community peoples, they joined. Understood? Mass movements, women, youngsters or others, apart from the Bhil community, there were other communities also who joined the movement. So later it turned into a mass uprisings or mass movement. And next was anti-British movement. Definitely if this movement was against the Britishers, so it was a anti-British movement. तो ब्रिटिश के अगेंस्ट में था तो एंटी ब्रिटिश मूवमेंट. And next was Bhil Zamindar movement. Even the Zamindars, they supported the Bhil peoples. So that's why it was also a Bhil Zamindar movement. So it was not only a Bhil revolt, later it became a mass movement, the anti-British movement, and even the Bhil Zamindar movements against the Britishers. Understood? It's very easy also. So once I am repeating again the same points. So Bhil revolt, it actually broke out in 1819. So who were Bhils? Bhils peoples, they were the one like community, tribal peoples or the backward peoples who lived in the Western Ghat hilly area especially, and they occupied Khandes. Khandes was preoccupied areas. Okay, so when Peshwa Bazirao II were already tortured, exploited by the Britishers, came in contact with some Bhils peoples like Chil Naik, okay, Chil Naik, Hirya, Dasrath. He provoked, Peshwa Bazirao II provoked them against the Britishers. So the revolt broke out mainly in Satmala, Satpura during 1819, and the causes, the capture of Khandes, okay, next the exploitation by the Britishers. So these were the reasons for the broke out of the Bhil revolt, which took place in 1819, especially in the Western Ghat areas. Our next revolt is Coal Revolt or Coal Rebellion, 1831 to 1832. This is another important topic for your exams. Now, who are Coal? They were also the tribal peoples, okay, who is considered as the oldest tribal group of India. Remember, oldest tribal groups questions often comes, okay, the oldest tribal group of India, and they were also a warlike community, warrior, fighters, and the backward classes like the Bhil peoples, because they were also the tribals. Okay, I have written one word here, that is Dikus. Okay, Dikus means the outsiders. I will explain, I will come this point later. Okay, so Dikus, just remember, Dikus means the outsiders who came from outside that particular boundary, not who came from the other countries, but from India only, but not from that particular area. So Kol peoples, they were the oldest tribal people of India, and they were warlike community, the fighters and the backward classes. Now these peoples, the Kol peoples, they used to live especially in the Chota Nagpur areas, okay, especially in the Chota Nagpur areas and its surrounding areas, Chota Nagpur and its surroundings areas, and these areas were called the southwest frontiers during those periods, during 1831 to 32. And these southwest frontiers consist of different areas, the surrounding areas, Hazaribagh, Manbhum, Singhbhum, Palamu, etc. Okay, and these Kol peoples, Kol tribals, they used to live in these areas, the southwest frontiers. Now the Madhav Singh, okay, Madhav Singh was the tax collector. He was the moneylenders of Britishers. So Madhav Singh, who was a moneylender, he levied tax, he imposed high tax to the Kol peoples, to the farmers, the Kol peasants. Okay, so he levied high taxes on them, especially in the Porahat, okay, Porahat areas, and that was especially on the food crops. So that's why the Kol peoples, Kol tribals, they came together, they united together, and they fought a battle against their persons, Madhav Singhs, in Chaibasa, and that is very famous in history as Battle in Chaibasa. Battle in Chaibasa took place in 1821 to 22 between the Kol tribals and the Madhav Singh of Porahat. Okay, who was Madhav Singh? This is very important questions, MCQ questions or short questions you will get in your exams. So was Madhav Singh? He was a moneylender, tax collectors of Britishers. Okay, he was an Indian Maratha, but he worked for the Britishers. So he levied a high taxes on them, the Kol tribes, especially in the Porahat areas. So that's why the battle between these two groups took place in Porahat in 1821 to 22 under the leadership of Buddha Bhagat, Joa Bhagat. Note it down, this is very important. Buddha Bhagat, Joa Bhagat, and another two names I have written here, that is Madara Munda and Sui Munda, the most important questions. These four peoples were the leaders of Kol revolt. अब यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन आएगा Madara Munda and Sui Munda, who were these peoples? So they were the Mundas, but they participated in the Kol rebellion. Remember this, वो लोग मुंडा कम्युनिटी से बिलोंग करते थे, लेकिन वो लोग मुंडा रिवेलियन में नहीं है. Remember these things. We will study about the Munda revolt also, but they were not the leaders. These two persons, the Munda persons, they were not the leaders of the Munda community. They were the leaders of Kol revolt. क्योंकि जब कोल रिवोल्ट हुआ, पहले हम लोगों ने व्हील पढ़ा था, जब व्हील रिवोल्ट कोल रिवेलियन हुआ था, तब ये नहीं है कि उस कम्युनिटी में बस दो ही ट्राइब्स रहते थे, और भी ट्राइब्स रहते थे. ओके, सो दिस Madara Munda and Sui Munda, including Buddha Bhagat and Joa Bhagat, they were the leaders of the Kol revolt. So under their leaderships, the battle fought against Madhav Singh, who was the moneylenders, tax collector of Britishers in 1821 to 22. Okay, 21-22, especially in Hazaribagh, Manbhum, Singhbhum, Palamu and Chota Nagpur, which is also known as the Northwest frontiers. Understood till here? It's very easy. You can note down the points, write in the numbers, it will easy for you. Next, the causes. Okay, number one causes, introductions of permanent settlement. Now what is permanent settlement? Another important questions for 5 marks. You'll get the questions permanent settlement 5 marks. Definitely you'll get. Okay, so permanent settlement that was implemented or introduced by Lord Dalhousie in 1793. Remember this. Okay, 1793 by Lord Cornwallis. And this settlement, this is a land revenue settlement. Remember, land revenue settlement, land revenue settlement. Okay, this was also known as sunset law. Note it down, sunset law. Permanent settlement is also known as sunset law. Why sunset law? Because the farmers or the peasants had to pay taxes on a fixed date before sunset. Yes, otherwise they will be punished. So they had to pay the taxes before sunset. So that's why permanent settlement was also known as the sunset law. Sunset. Okay. And this settlement was introduced by Lord Cornwallis in 1793. This is one of the most important land revenue settlement implemented by the British government. So, under this settlement, most of the farmers' peasants' land were snatched away by the Britishers. So, this was the first causes for the outbreak of the coal revolt in 1831-32. Okay. Next was arrival of Dicus. Okay. Earlier, I told you, remember the term Dicus. So, who were the Dicus? They were the outsiders. Okay. So, the British government appointed these Dicus, outsiders, in particular areas of Chota Nagpur, and here also they levied high rate of taxes even in liquor on them, especially to the tribal peoples. So this was the another reasons for the outbreak of coal revolt. Next was fraudulent shopkeepers. Fraudulent means fraud. Okay, fraud. So fraud shopkeepers, money lenders, few जमींदार, वो लोग क्या करते थे? जमींदार शॉपकीपर्स जितना भी फ्रूट क्रॉप्स होता था, स्टेपल क्रॉप्स या कोई भी कैश क्रॉप्स, बहुत कम इंटरेस्ट में, कम रेट में लेते थे, खरीदते थे. लेकिन जब भी उनको सेल करना होता था कोल पीपल्स को, दे took a huge amount of money from them. So this was the another reasons. So they exploited in this way also. Okay, and the last one, that was the spread of Christianity. So they were forced to take the Christians religions according to that religious reform. So these were the few important causes for the outbreak of coal revolt in 1831 to 32. Now some recaptures I have written here because these two terms, these 2 points are very important for your exams. So beginning कैसे हुआ coal revolt? Because of Madhav Singh, who was a money lender who collected a high rate of taxes, who levied, who imposed high rate of taxes on them. Another battle of Chaivasa हुआ because of this only. Battle of Chaivasa हुआ. So these were the beginning of the coal revolt during 1822 only. 1821-22 में ही स्टार्ट हो गया था कोल रिवॉल्यूशन, लेकिन फाइनली ये स्टार्टेड, इट ब्रोक आउट इन 1831-32. Now the characteristics, okay, coal did not fight alone. As I told you earlier, coal did not fight alone. It was a mass movement. बस कोल ही फाइट नहीं किया, उस कम्युनिटी में बस कोल ट्राइबल्स ही नहीं रहते थे. There were other peoples like Hos, Oraus, Mundas. Yes, they were also the peoples who lived together with these Kol peoples. So even these people, because they were also harassed by the Britishers, by Madhav Singh or the Jamindars or the moneylenders. So that's why all these community peoples, they joined hand together and fought against the Britishers. So that's why later it turned into a mass movement. It was not only a Kol revolt, but it turned into a mass movement. Next, fought with traditional weapons against their opponent. Yes, definitely they were not well trained like these peoples. So they also practiced the guerrilla war. वो लोग छिप के war करते थे, okay, with the traditional weapons like bows and arrows. So these were some characteristics of the Kol rebellion. And the nature, okay, yes, it was an anti-British, British के against में था ये movement पूरा, so it was anti-British in nature. Next, anti-exploitation, exploitation के खिलाफ था. Exploitation not only against the Britishers, not only against the company, okay, but even against the moneylenders, Jamindars who helped, who supported or who worked under the British government. So it was anti-exploitation movement, okay. Yes, definitely mass movement, because not only the Kol particular community people started or joined the movements, even the other community like Hos, Oraus, Mundas, they joined, and even the women joined the movements. Yes, youngsters, women's, the male folk, female folk, all joined the movement, joined hand together, and they started the movement against the Britishers, moneylenders and the Jamindars. So that's why it was a mass movement. We can't consider Kol rebellions, Bhil rebellions or any tribal movements, only their revolt, only the particular rebellions like tribal movement. No, it was a mass movement. So finally, after the movement, after this Kol movements, yes, definitely their movement was suppressed by the Britishers, because it was not possible for particular community peoples, untrained peoples to fight against the well-trained Britishers army. So their revolt was suppressed, okay. And the one important things that came as a result after this Kol rebellion, it was changed name from Southwest Frontier to Chota Nagpur. This is another important short questions, 1 mark questions you will get, okay. Chota Nagpur Plateau, the Southwest Frontiers, it derived its name as Chota Nagpur after the Kol rebellion. Earlier, all this area, Chota Nagpur, including its surroundings, this Hazaribagh, Manbhum, Singhbhum, Palamu, these all were known as the Southwest Frontiers together. Okay, but after the Kol rebellions, these areas, it changed its names to Chota Nagpur particularly, and these peoples, these Kol peoples particularly used to stay in these areas. So these were the Kol rebellion, the causes, natures, okay, characteristics of this Kol rebellion. So it's a very easy chapters. So write the points, okay, causes, beginnings, natures. It will be easy for you to study. So understood what is Kol rebellions? What was actually, okay, so Kol, they were the oldest tribal. So remember the point, okay, oldest tribal people of India. MCQ questions. Kol peoples, Kol tribals. Dikus, question, another important questions. MCQ, Dikus means outsider. Okay, Madhav Singh, he was a moneylender, tax collector. Okay, tax collector you can write, or moneylenders who worked under the British government. He was Maratha but worked under British government. So tax collector who levied, who imposed, levied means imposed high rate of tax on them, especially in Porahat areas. So the peoples of Porahat, the Kol's peoples of Porahat, they were totally suppressed, tortured by this person's Madhav Singh. So that's why the battle fought in Chaibasa against the Jamindars, especially Madhav Singh. Okay, and from the time onwards, in this 1820 and 22 only, the Kol rebellion actually started, but it finally broke out under the leadership of Buddha Bhagat and Jawahar Bhagat in 1831. And another most important term that you have to remember, the Madara Munda and Soi Munda. They were the Mundas, they belong to Munda community, but they participated in the Kol revolt. Understood? So learn this properly, write like this, write up points, and even you can learn from the books. It will be easy for you. Thank you.